So I am Amelia Hirschfield, and what you're about to listen to is a recording from myself and my mentor from May 12th, 2019. At this point in my life, I was spending money impulsively, buying real estate, and I didn't know why. So you'll hear us talking about how to feel in control by spending money, denying what you have, avoiding confusion, what's going on, and how to soothe yourself when you don't understand what's going on, which can be really hard for INFJs. And if you're feeling alone with doing behaviors that we don't want to be doing, like I didn't want to be impulsively spending money, but I was, listening to this can help you feel not so alone as I'm uncovering the layers here in real time with you. So you get to see that. And then we talk about the inner children in this, and it's talked about through the roundtable model here. So this is the INFJ roundtable model, and the INFJ inner children, the 10-year-old is the scientist. So it's a thinking part. So it's either makes sense or it doesn't, because it's very black or white in this 10-year-old. So it makes sense or it doesn't. And then the 3-year-old inner child is the investigator, and this collects information with the 5 senses. So you can actually, when you get better and more practice with this work, you can tune into these parts of you to understand what's going on, how are they feeling, and then what do they need to make yourself feel better, which we talk about in the session.
You know how you were saying that you don't do well with confusion. So because your childhood was predominantly confusing, how do you think the spending relates to that confusion?
I don't know. I could guess that it's a soothing aspect of that confusion. But I don't know.
Okay. So let's just say I'm super confused with life. It's chaotic. I'm not sure what decisions to make. I'm waiting for the other shoe to drop. How can I make myself feel better right now, or powerful right now?
Spend money.
I can go and make a purchase decision, right?
Okay.
So it's possible that your impulsive purchasing is not actually about money at all.
Okay. It's just feeling in control.
Yeah. Trying to avoid confusion and feeling in control.
You said try to avoid confusion and feel in control.
Yeah. So wanting to feel like you're in control.
Okay.
So are you making the purchasing decisions when things feel chaotic?
No, I'm making them when I feel comfortable, like when I feel like I have like money to spend.
When you feel like you have money to spend, does it feel like a relief?
Yeah, it feels like it's safe.
Right. Okay. So when you feel safe, do you feel like it's that things are right or all right, or things are in a way that it in word commas should be?
Yeah, it's like I can breathe.
Okay.
Especially because it's like I don't have that all the time.
Yeah.
So it's like when I do, it's like, okay.
Okay. And when you don't have money, do you look at things and go, I wish I had money for that?
Uh, I don't even go shopping. So it's
So
like,
you block it off.
yeah.
And when you have no money, inverted commas, because you actually do have money, you have you have assets you can sell. So it's not like you don't have money, and that's maybe something to really realize. I'll actually write that down. Can you realize as in really realize that you have assets?
Yeah, a voice came up that says like I don't like I think one of my children's doesn't want to realize that like I do have money.
Yeah, and that's what's driving this dynamic.
Okay.
It's like I am in denial about what reality is.
Okay.
I want to stretch this reality a little bit with you, if that's all right.
Yeah.
You feel up for it?
Yeah.
You were saying you had cognitive dissonance around some parts of our last session, so you know that's not necessarily a bad thing. It just shows that there's a there's a disconnect, and it's right or wrong. It doesn't matter. There's just a disconnect. I'm wanting to illustrate the point of, can you realize that you have assets and that safety comes with that? You have assets to play with if you need to, and the wanting to deny it means something.
So what does it mean?
Exactly. So what do you think it means?
I think it means I'm scared of something.
Yeah. What else could it mean?
It could is it maybe something along the lines of like not feeling good enough?
It could be.
Or is it this thing of control, not feeling in control or safe?
That feels a bit more, that feels a bit warmer for me.
Yeah.
How does it feel to you? Like, are you getting any physiological feelings in your body when you're saying that?
Yes, this control or safe seems to register something.
Yeah.
Um,
Where do you feel it?
it's like in my entire abdomen area.
Okay. Yeah. That's often to do with terror.
Okay.
So would you say that, like, is it possible? I'm not saying this is the case. My question to you would be, is it possible that your lack of or feeling disempowered, you're trying to compensate your feeling like you're trying to compensate the feelings of disempowerment by acquiring something like an asset to feel safe. So you're trying to, instead of feeling empowered, feeling it, you're wanting the asset to make you feel that.
Probably. Yeah, it's like, okay, look at it. I am important or whatever.
Yeah. And of course you are important, and but it's not. So let's talk to your inner children. How do they feel about this?
About feeling disempowered.
Yeah. Or if it's a compensation, kind of you're wanting to compensate with assets as opposed to, like, do the assets feel like they soothe the inner children to any degree?
Yeah.
Okay. So we've been using, so we as in you, your inner children, me as your teammate, we've been using affects to try and soothe the inner children.
Okay.
Okay. So what do they need? How are they soothed by affects?
To make them feel safe.
Safe against what?
Safe against disaster.
Okay. And what does disaster look like?
Disaster looks like having like, it's like having no options and not feeling like any control.
Okay. And is it feeling, do you feel cornered?
Yes.
Okay. And who corners you?
It's like every repair that comes up is cornered. Any small issue or big issue is cornering. The buildings themselves with like rehabs.
Okay. So that's what corners you. You feel cornered by repairs and whatever issues might come up with the properties and buildings
It's like,
themselves, and you have to do stuff. Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, who corners you?
I had a voice say my mom.
Okay. And how do they corner you?
By taking over control.
Okay. Just look into it, feel into it, maybe just kind of see how your 3-year-old feels about collecting information about it. If it feels easy and easily understandable for your 3-year-old, and just pass it on over to the 10-year-old and see if your 10-year-old has a reaction to it.
Okay.
And that brings cognitive dissonance often because, especially if you feel threatened by your circumstances, it's difficult to look at the big picture and select a direction. So the inner children can often kind of be a bit of like a handbrake to say, I don't understand, that's really confusing for me, I don't understand what's going on. And in those moments, try to jump in from the front seat and say, hey, you know, because this is particularly true for the 10-year-old, for your 10-year-old, try to kind of say to her, it's okay for you to not understand it.
Yeah.
It is completely okay. So validate that she is not understanding it.
Okay.